What is up, YouTube community? This is Otters 256 or 256, and we're going to do something completely different today, as I always love to experiment on my channel. We're going to be doing Game Informer scores. The games I have are Child of Light, Dark Souls 2, Trials Fusion, Goat Simulator, and MGS Ground Zeroes. We'll be talking a little bit about each game and why Game Informer, I guess, gave it that score. We'll be having an agree or disagree. I'll be saying if I like the game, if I agree with the score, or if I disagree with the score. Let's start it off with Child of Light. Welcome again to the channel. So what is Child of Light? I need some tea. Child of Light, I have no idea what it is really, but the score is an 8. Let's look at what Child of Light actually is. I guess Child of Light is a RPG. Okay, so concept, you fly through a storybook world and fight monsters in turn-based combat. That's pretty awesome. All of Phantasy Star 2 for the original Sega. The sound is really good, it says here. Playability, entering commands during encounters works fine, but the best part is guiding, sorry, I can't read, is guiding Aurora's flight. Who the fuck Aurora is, nobody knows. I gotta close my door real quick. So entertainment, even without the depth of a fully featured RPG, the streamlined experience still has fun systems to dig into. Let's just start it off. Names like Final Fantasy and Grandia carry a lot of weight with certain gamers, but they don't need to be important to you in order to enjoy Child of Light. The studio that made it is called Ubisoft Montreal. You're familiar with Ubisoft, they do Assassin's Creed. They do, I think Ubisoft Montreal did the newest Thief game. Sucks because I guess Looking Glass was one hell of a studio, we all know it was, so that's a little unfortunate that Montreal got a hold of it, but I guess that's for another discussion. Let's go back to this game. Let's keep reading, but infuses them with the new ideas and presents them alongside captivating visuals and music. The result is something both familiar and surprising, but Child of Light charm isn't powerful enough to completely cover its mistakes. So there you go. Aurora, I guess, is the main character you play as, which is pretty badass. You play as a chick. I abdicate for women in video games. I'm not a feminist, but I just find it pretty awesome, especially if they're hot. Yeah.
Take this dog outside.
Whoa.
Please go.
I'm in the middle of a show.
I know, but he needs to go. If he pees on that carpet, I'm going to get mad.
Please don't throw the dog out. You're ruining my show.
Please go.
Mom.
He woke up and wanted out. Then he took off and went over there. Such a purple pain.
He's just not going to do anything. He's pretty useless.
Well, nobody does anything.
Look at you.
Surprised you're not sleeping. Well, I'm trying, but I can't get there because people keep doing things.
I'm not saying it's about my show. Holy shit, a dog needed to go pee. Had my mom come in here. Ridiculousness. And not the show. Okay, let's continue. Let's just skip to the very end and look at what they have to say. Oh, the author is Joe Juga, by the way. If you like Game Informer, he's pretty damn good. Writer, if I do say so myself. Double J. Child of Light isn't all style with no substance. The writing and story suffered due to Ubisoft Montreal doubling down on the whimsy factor, but that doesn't stop the gameplay from being accessible and entertaining. And a new game plus option keeps the adventure alive for additional playthroughs. Child of Light isn't a top-tier RPG with solid mechanics and visual flair. I'm sure that it is also excuse me, that it also isn't a forgettable one. So that's Child of Light. Let's see if I agree or disagree. You know, I've never played it, so Juba gave it an 8. I might agree with it. I feel that it seems to have really good combat, and visually it's really appealing. It looks really pretty, and you get to play as Aurora. What's not to love about a name like that, Aurora? So, Aurora, I agree with Joe Juba on this, and I give it an 8. Dark Souls 2, they give it a 9.75. Now, here's the funny thing is, I've never played Dark Souls 2, but I did play Dark Souls when I was in Washington, and I had a hell of a time. that game just grinds your very soul, takes your head and smashes it into a brick wall over and over again until you figure out really what to do in the game. And I didn't even make it to a full-on boss. I didn't get far enough. But if Dark Souls 2 is anything like the original Dark Souls, then I can see why they give it a 9.75. I'm sure it's super technical. We're going to go into what to do.
The hell are you talking about?
So here we go.
You son of a bitch.
Tista, put the dog inside. Get out of here.
Goddamn milk, Billy.
Get the hell out of here.
What are you doing?
I'm on YouTube right now. You need to get out of here.
Or what?
No.
That boy ain't right.
So Dark Souls 2
You're talking to yourself.
is...
Looks wonderful, is what it looks like.
Looks like it would be a great game, but
Oh, looks great.
we're going to read a little bit of this.
Oh, it looks like a dick.
So, Dark Souls
What are you talking to?
is a signature challenge instead of the original, but adds quality of life improvements and slightly more transparency regarding how various mechanics and systems work. Well, here's the funny thing about that is I did a little research on Dark Souls 2 before it even came out, and they wanted to add in a health system to make it not really easy, but to make it, I guess, a little...
Is that what you're doing, baby?
Get out of here!
You're trying to build porn?
Get out of here!
Oh, boy!
So, Casey, get out of here!
Dude! You get out of here, you son of a bitch!
Oh, damn it! Get out!
Go back to Mexico!
Racist kid, get out of here! So,
Who are you talking to?
elements such as the main hub town of Majula, where I've never played the game, so I don't know what the hell.
So why are you talking about them, bro?
Fun, fire,
I don't know if it's a good
travel.
game or not. You've never played it.
I played Dark Souls the original.
I'm sure the second one's just like it. Wait, you didn't even beat the first one?
No, it's
You
really
never talk
hard.
about such a great game, you filthy casual.
Combat in Dark Souls 2 is familiar, but has some significant changes. Core blocking, rolling, sprinting, parrying, and attacking all rely on the ever-important stamina bar. I guess in Dark Souls, what makes it really interesting is, and the original anyways, is the ability to roll away and be agile in combat. Also, gaining humanity, which I did not understand until I did it, is very important. So I wonder what they did with the humanity gameplay element, and we'll see. It says it's an incredible experience anchored in exploration, immersion, discovery, defeat, and ultimately triumph. So if it's anything, like I said, like the original Dark Souls, you're probably grinding that same head against a wall and bleeding to death. Metaphorically, of course. I gotta close the goddamn door because my brother's an asshat. Got that kid, he's an asshat, bro! Straight up asshat. Anyways, if it's anything like the original Dark Souls, it's probably hard as shit. And very tough. Let's see what else we got in this review. The addition of the Soul Vessel respec items lets players truly experiment with different builds if they so desire. If you're a brawler type, which is interesting, that wants to try some healing magic and put some points into the faith stat, you can get those points back with the Soul Vessel. However, these items are rare. I found a total of 4 on a complete 45-hour playthrough, and a full respec is not a decision to make lightly. The reviewer here, his name is Daniel Tack. I'm not very familiar with Daniel Tack, but they seem to give it a 9.75. And do I agree with that? Well, a 9.75 is really, really high, and from what they explain, I think it's really would be closer to a 10, but might have minor flaws. So I'm going to disagree with the review, because from what I've been hearing about the hype and just the gameplay of friends that own Dark Souls 2, they really think it's quite incredible and super, super difficult. We're going back to the era of when video games were really hard, platformers and all sorts of stuff. But I could easily see this game being a 10 and a masterpiece, and probably Game of the Year, probably up for Game of the Year easily. That is, if it doesn't have to contest with Phantom Pain whenever Phantom Pain comes out. So we move on to Trials Fusion. Those that don't know what Trials Fusion is, it's a motorcycle type game, kind of in a, I want to say kind of like in a sandboxy environment. And if I get the description wrong, Game Informer is always there to help me out. So, my internet is being fucking slow. But let's basically see what Trials Fusion is. It seems like I'm not reviewing, but Game Informer's reviewing a lot of difficult games, it seems. Child of Light doesn't look like that much of a walk in the park, and of course Dark Souls 2, even the original Dark Souls was super, super, super difficult, even though I haven't beat it, but I've actually played it. But the fact that these are super, super, difficult games is really good. Trials Fusion is probably not even remotely as hard as Dark Souls 2. It says a fun Trials Fusion, a fun ride with modest changes. So those that don't know about the Trials series, it has a reputation for fun and challenge, and this entry offers no reason to change that expectation. Stages of escalating difficulty, ha ha ha! Keyword difficulty, put a player's motorbike, platforming, jumping, and balance to the test. Endless retries are inevitable, as each course is charted and memorized. Ooh! So the team at Red Linux developed it, but the publisher is Ubisoft. Let's see the concept. Trial steps into the future, but the gameplay is rooted in a long-established structure. Graphics, slick presentation. If you like really good graphics and great backgrounds, make this is the best-looking game in the series. I'm gonna have to go get the dog again, so just don't mind that, and I'll come back. God damn it, and the door's not closed. I like when doors are closed. But here we go, back. There's new surface level features. Fusion is firmly built on an established blueprint. Players simply eager for another batch of course that should be just fine. I heard the original Trials was really excellent due to the amazing physics engine it has, and I forgot the name of the physics engine, but I know it's pretty goddamn good. So, yeah. Trials Fusion gets an 8. Do I agree with the review? I've never really played the game. So, I don't know. Who's the writer? I only trust the writers if they're spot on with what kind of opinions line up with what I think a game, how a game is versus what they think a game is. Matt Miller's a pretty good reviewer. I'm gonna have to agree with the review, even though I've not played Trials Fusion. Oh my god, the next one is super, super exciting. It's Goat Simulator. The fact that you can just... Oh. It's just goddamn mind-blowing that you can take that physics engine with a goat. The goat can lick something like a piece of board or something like that. Something's going insane with my computer. Look at a piece of board, but the physics engine is so funny that it'll stick to the goat's tongue and he can throw it around. Again, I haven't played this. You know, I haven't played most of these except for one on the list. I got lucky to play one. But Goat Simulator, I'm gonna have to disagree with the review right away because I know the review is an 8. And just go with a 9 just for the sheer aspect of fun. Sure, it's a couple hours of fun, but your goddamn goat in a beautiful physics, using beautiful physics, just dicking around. I mean, what's not to love about that? Running around the environment, probably running into people, probably eating trash, probably doing goat stuff, probably flying. Just amazing and incredible stuff. So I'm going to disagree right now with Goat Simulator and give it a 10 because of the fun factor, and that's really what we lack in video games, I think. I'm glad Saints Row addressed that, and games like Blood Dragon, Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon addressed that, and I got to play a little demo of that, and the one-liner clips, I love it all day and every day. Love it all day and every day because it aims for fun, and I really miss that about some of these video games is fun. MGS Ground Zeroes, an 8. You know what, I'm going to go lower on this, give it a 7, and I'm going to disagree. And the biggest reason I'm disagreeing here is I've actually played it and beat it. It's not that long of a game. It's a very intense story if you like stories, and if you're really, really super stoked about Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. And I'll tell you what, I think just a prediction for Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain, I think is going to be Game of the Year, and will contend with the Dark Souls 2. But let's get back to it. MGS Ground Zeroes, they give it an 8. I want to say a 7 because I don't think with the particular gameplay that I was playing, you try to put Snake up against a wall and the cover system is awful. He slips right off. Peeking around corners, you can still do that, but slipping off in a cover system when you know Kojima knows what he's doing, and you hope for Phantom Pain to actually have a cover system that sticks to the wall. That was a huge gripe of mine. Some of the glitchy things when I shot an enemy or whatever, he flew across the screen, I don't know how, with whatever physics engine they're using. I think it's the Fox 2.0. Could be totally wrong on that, but basically Metal Gear Solid or Ground Zeroes has a great and fluid gameplay. It has a fantastic story, like I said, very, very intense. Gameplay's fun. The controls I could pass on. Mainly that's one of the reasons why I gave it a 7. They feel kind of janky. Again, I'll be probably lambasted for this, but they don't feel like a Metal Gear Solid game. One of the things I do really like is that you can react to a bad guy, and you get a chance to kill him or whatever, or do something, or run away, or do whatever you want with Snake. The gameplay is very fluid, like you would think from a Kojima game. But again, there's some problems with the controls, and the cover system is a huge complaint. Switching weapons is kind of annoying once in a while. These are nitpicky things. You know what? I'll give it a 7.5, just because I obviously trust the Kojima brand of stuff. He's a master at creating video games, and I feel that Phantom Pain will be a Game of the Year and will be a perfect 10. I hope he cleans up the cover system from the prologue MGS Ground Zeroes. Alright guys, this has been Game Informer Scores. This has been Agree or Disagree with Andres 256. So tune in next time when we talk about some other games, maybe games I've played, maybe games that I haven't. But know this, It's always a blast to talk about games, and those were my top 5 for Game Informer scores. Agree or disagree. Y'all have a great night. Bye.